Hi everyone. Today we are discussing 2016 ICSE class 10th English language grammar. So 2016 English language grammar we are discussing today. First question, fill in the blanks with the correct form of the verb. So correct tense. So we have two tenses, present tense, past tense. So the paragraph has to be filled either with the present tense or with the past tense. So before going to decide whether it should be filled with present or past, we are supposed to read the paragraph and understand it. So let's read and understand. Right. Now let us decide whether the paragraph has to be filled with the present or past. See here, had indicates past, was indicates past, and there are no other continued past. So these words tell us the paragraph has to be filled with past tense. So let us start doing it. He had been sitting, first paragraph, first answer is given. Had been, had perfect continuous. Past perfect continuous. Sitting, had been sitting on the bank of a small irrigation canal. He was continuous tense. Gazing, he was gazing at a couple of heron. See, he was gazing at a couple of heron. Another verb we have. In a simple sentence, in a class, a main class, we already have main verb. So we can't write again another main verb. We can't write simple past here again. So we need to make it into participle. Because there is supposed to be one main verb and the second verb in a simple sentence has to be participle. He was gazing at a couple of heron fishing in the muddy water when he felt something bump his elbow. Look around. He found at his side a little goat. Look at here, fourth blank. Look around. He. So here is a verb. Again another verb. In a simple sentence. In a class, we have two verbs. So two verbs cannot be main. One has to be main verb, another one has to be participle. So here we make it this as a participle. Looking around, he found at his side a little goat, jet black and soft as velvet with lovely grey eyes. Neither her owner nor her mother, be. Past form of the be. Be is the base form. Present forms am, is, are. Past forms was, were. So her mother was. Be past form was. Her mother. Around. She continued to. After to, always use verb base form. After to, always verb must be base form. After to be, the verb must be past participle. After to be, the verb must be past participle. After to, the verb must be base form. So base form of the nudge. Nudge base form is nudge. nudge Mukesh. So he looked, past tense. He looked in his pocket for nourishment. So here you need to remember point. After to, the verb must be base form. And after to be, the verb must be past participle form. Second question, fill in each blank with an appropriate word. Prepositions. We have to fill the blanks with the correct preposition. There was a steep rise in onion prices. Rise in onion prices. Air pollution is responsible for the spread of bronchitis. Spread of bronchitis. He was dash pressure to complete the work. He was under pressure to complete the work. He was under pressure to complete the work. John jumped into the river. Jumped into the river to rescue the child. His teacher is very pleased. So when there is a pleased with or about. Pleased with and pleased about. What is the difference between pleased and pleased about? Pleased with means you are actively interested. You are actively interested, which means suppose say teacher is very pleased with him, which means her interest is very active. Maybe parents, take for example, parents are very pleased with his marks. So they are also involved in it. So then we use with. What about? Suppose somebody got promoted. They got promoted. Then we say, I am pleased about your promotion. I am very pleased about your promotion, which means I am not actively participating in that. I am not actively interested. Here, very actively interested, then we use it if not about. Somebody came to give a marriage card, then wedding card. Pleased about marriage. Pleased about your marriage. I am pleased about your marriage. So that's the difference between pleased with, pleased about. So here, pleased with. Ali took his cap and wiped his face. Took. You can use out. You can use off. Difference, let's see. Took out means from something from inside we take. I took out 10 rupees coin from my pocket. Took out. So from something from inside. If you take something from inside, then we use out. Off means taking something over. Like for example, Ali took dash his cap. So from his head. Then here we write it took off. So I took off my clothes. So not from inside. From surface. So Ali took off his cap and wiped his face. Okay, next question. The old woman could not get over. Get over means recover. Could not recover. Recovered from the shock. Get over is a phrasal verb, which means recover. He should not get away. Get away is a phrasal verb, which means leave. Which means leave. So get over means recover. Get away means leave. So the old woman could not recover from the shock. Here he would not get away. He should not leave. He should not leave with such a rudeness. So get away, phrasal verb, which means leave. Join the following sentences to make one complete sentence without using and, but, or so. Let us see now, first one. My grandfather is very old. He is very active. Very old. Active. Normally, old should not be active, but here active, which means the second sentence contrasts with the first sentence. So if it is a contrast, then we supposed to use though, although, or even though. Though my grandfather is very old, he is very active. So though, although, even though. We can also write using yet. My grandfather is very old, yet he is supposed to be small letter. He is very active. We can also write using in spite of or despite. Let us see writing with in spite of. In spite of. Now let us see whether there is a be form or verb. Here is a be form, is. If there is a be form, we are supposed to write being. In spite of being very old, in spite of being very old, my grandfather is very active. My grandfather is very active in spite of being. So why should I write here being? The reason is a be form is given. So while writing in spite of, if there is a be form, we are supposed to use a being. Suppose if there is a verb, then we just add ing to the verb. Even we can write with despite. Despite. Only thing is we don't use of after despite. Despite being very old. Despite being very old. No of. Next. Mala is not in the classroom. Mala is not in the library. Not in the classroom. Not in the library. Then when it is not, we use correlative conjunction neither nor. Mala is neither in the classroom, nor in the library. When there is not, then we use correlative conjunction neither nor. Mala is neither in the classroom nor in the library. This is common thing, so we don't use. Mala is not necessary. She was so excited about her performance. She could not sleep at night. So excited. And here used so. So we can use here that. So that. Then answer is she was so excited about her performance that she could not sleep at night. We can also write using as, since, because. You can also use as, since, because, even for, even participle. For example, let's see with as, since, let's see. As she was so excited about her performance, she could not sleep at night. Let us see with since. Since she was so excited about her performance, she could not sleep at night. Let's see with because. She could not sleep at night. She could not sleep at night because she was so excited about her performance. For she was so excited about her performance, she could not sleep at night. Using participles. Participle means whenever you use a participle, look whether there is a be form or verb. Participle be form means use being. Verb means verb base form plus ing form. Base verb, base form of the verb plus ing form. So here was a be form. Then use being. Being so excited about her performance. Being so excited about her performance. She could not sleep at night. Comma, she could not sleep at night. So these many possibilities are there. Mumbai is densely populated. It is one of the major cities in the country. So we are talking about Mumbai and it refers to Mumbai. So just simply go with Mumbai. One of the major, comma, one of the major cities in the country, comma, Mumbai, one of the major cities in the country, comma, is densely populated. Is densely populated. Mumbai, one of the major cities in the country, is densely populated. We can also use a relative pronoun which. Mumbai, which is one of the Mumbai, which is one of the major cities in the country, is densely populated. So we can use a relative pronoun. You can also here omit a relative pronoun, which can be omitted here. Yeah, fourth question, D. Transformation of sentences. Transformation of sentences. Let's see the first question. The book was so interesting that I could not put it down. So that. As us to begin, the book was to. So to is which means as we need to use to. In place of so, we use to. In place of that plus subject plus cannot or could not. Cannot or could not. Present tense we use cannot. Past tense we use could not. Here it is given could not. That plus subject plus could not. So subject is I. So in place of this we use to. We just remove enter and we use to. Let us see now. The book was so interesting that I could not put it down. The book was, in place of so, to. Too interesting. Too interesting. In place of that I could not, you have to use it to. But here we need to note a point. What is the point? If the subject here in that class, the subject in that class, and the subject here is the same, then we can omit it. But here the subject is the book, but the subject is I. So we can't omit I here. Then what must be done? If the subjects differs, that class subject and then the book was so interesting. So if that differs, then we supposed to go this way. The book was too interesting for me. The book was too interesting for me. This must be added. When should we add for plus subject here? when two subjects differs. And here subject is I. Then we suppose here not I, then we. Then here supposed to be for us. Suppose here subject not we there, suppose they. They could not. Then it's supposed to be them. So based on the subject, because the two subjects differ, then we supposed to use based on the subject here. For me. So once again, the book was too interesting for me. So be careful. Most of the students forget to write that for me. Most of the students, they just simply write the book was too interesting to put him down. No. This subject should not be omitted because both subjects differ. For me to put in down. The book was too interesting for me to put in down. The principal said, all the prizes will be distributed tomorrow. The principal said that. Begin with the principal said that. So it is direct speech. Given sentence is a direct speech. Reported class. Reported class and the reporting class. Reported and reporting class. Now the reported sentence. What a kind of sentence it is? It is a assertive sentence. It is a assertive sentence. First point. If it is an assertive sentence, what conjunction must be used? The conjunction must be that. The conjunction must be that. Third point. Said, supposed to be said. If it is said to, told. Said to, told. Here I write. Said to, told. Said to, told. Now let us see. Answer. The principal said that. Said. Principal said that all the prizes will, direct speech will, indirect speech we change into would be distributed, adverb of time supposed to be changed tomorrow, the next day or the following day. You can write the next day or the following day. So tomorrow changes the next day or the following day. The principal said that all the prizes would be distributed the next day or the following day. Last night's dinner was cooked for us by father. Was cooked for us by father. Asked us to begin with the father. This is a passive voice. Was cooked. Was plus V3. Was plus V3. The given sentence is in passive voice and asked us to write with active voice. So was plus V3 passive voice. And what is the active voice for it? V2. V2 is the active form for was plus V3. And asked us to write father. Father cooked. So was plus V3. In the place of was plus V3, we write only V2. Was plus V3 passive form. Active form is V2. Father cooked last night's dinner for us. Father cooked last night's dinner for us. So forms are very important. If Mary catches the first bus, she will be on time for school. Catches the first bus, she will be on time. Asked us to write or begin with unless. So unless is equal to if not. Unless is equal to if not. So what must be done? Somewhere while writing exam, somewhere rough work you write first using if not. So let's change the given sentence using if not. So let us see. If Mary does not if Mary does not, if not, why should I use here does? Because it's a third person singular. Mary is a third person singular, so we need supposed to use it does in present tense. If Mary does not catch the bus, catch the first bus, catch the first bus, comma, she, if Mary catches, will reach or will be on time. If does not catch, she will not be on time. So she will not be on time for school. So if you write with if not, this is the answer. Now, unless is equal to if not. In place of if not, we use unless, which means remove if and remove not. Then answer is unless Mary. Again, you just go with the catches. Before we used it does, so we write catch. So when we just go with when we just remove this not and it does not, then Mary catches. Unless Mary catches the first bus, comma, she will not be on time for school. On time for school. So when you are asked in the examination or when you are asked to write using unless, first try with if not, because unless is equal to if not. So first write answer with if not, then see whether the meaning is right. Does not catch, she will not, because given sentence is catches will be. Here does not catch will not be. So what must be done? Unless is equal to if not. Though now you remove that and if not, does not and if not, place in the place of those two, use unless Mary catches the first bus, comma, she will not be on time for school. In spite of having high fever, the girl came to school. So very easy. So here I told you in spite of is equal to despite. Only difference is of should not be used. So in place of in spite of, just write despite. Despite having high fever, the girl came to school. The girl came to school. Despite having high fever. So only thing is don't use of after despite. I prefer going out with the friends to staying alone at home. Would rather. Prefer. When prefer is used, we use to, not than. When prefer is used, we use to. Prefer to, not prefer than. Prefer to. Remember that. Prefer to. Next, after prefer, we always use participle. We always use a participle. Gerund. Going. Staying. Going. Staying. After prefer. Now we are asked to write would rather. I would rather. Now in place of prefer, I would rather or prefer meaning is the same. There is no difference using prefer and I would rather. So they can be replaced. Prefer can be replaced with I would rather can be replaced with prefer. Now we need to worry about the things here. After prefer there will be participle or gerund. Now we suppose after I would rather we use only base form. So base form is go. Not going. Prefer takes only gerund participles. Gerund or participle. But when it comes to would rather, takes only base form of the verb. I would rather go out with friends. Now prefer takes to. Would rather takes again than. So I would rather go out with friends than. Don't use a participle or gerund. Use base form of the verb. Stay. Stay alone at home. At home. Hardly had the teacher left the room when all the children started making a noise. Asked us to use no sooner. So what is the rule for no sooner? No sooner plus helping verb plus subject plus main verb plus object or complement comma object or complement than plus remaining sentence. No sooner plus helping verb plus subject plus main verb plus object or complement plus than plus remaining sentence. This is no sooner. No sooner and hardly rule is the same. Only difference is when. When it comes to hardly, we use when. When it comes to no sooner, we use then. And helping verb as usual, same. So we use no sooner. So helping verb is given, had. So use the had again, had there. And then subject, the teacher. No sooner the teacher left the room. Now here must be careful. Not when, use than. Left the room. Then all the children started making noise. Then, not then. Not then. Then. Then, not then. This is the funniest movie I have ever seen. The funniest. So say superlative degree, model 1. Superlative degree, model 1. Begin with the never. When you begin sentence with the never, there must be inversion. So inversion means helping verb first comes and then subject. That's called inversion. So helping verb must be there after, before subject. When we begin sentence with the never. So never have I seen a, this is a superlative. Now we are writing comparative. Never have I seen a funnier movie. Never have I seen a funnier movie. So the given sentence is superlative degree, model 1, the ST. Now we have to use funnier. Funniest, funnier, funny. When you use never, keep in mind, never, when you start a sentence using never, there must be inversion, which means helping verb comes before the subject. Suppose if you asked us to write using begin with I, then answer is I have never seen a funnier movie. I have never seen a funnier movie. But when you bring never to the first beginning of the sentence, then there must be inversion. There must be inversion. Helping verb should come before the subject. So this is a 2016 question paper.